Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you for being with me again today. I found an article that clearly exemplifies some Western countries' selective morality. In this case is Switzerland. I like Switzerland, and it was all good as long as Switzerland kept its neutrality. But it seems like it got also dragged into the frenzy of Russian hysteria, and it imposed some sanctions, and I think it froze some assets and things that it never done, but it seems like things change. Nevertheless, I have an article here from Bloomberg, from Markets, from today, and today is June 21st, 2022. This is the title. Switzerland imports Russian gold for the first time since war. Since Ukraine-Russia scuffle. More than 3 tons of gold was shipped to refining hub in May. Russian gold became taboo following invasion of Ukraine. Not enough taboo. If we need it, we buy it. Switzerland imported gold from Russia for the first time since the invasion of Ukraine, showing the industry's stance toward the nation's precious metals may be softening. Because the Russians are winning and they can't do anything about it. That's why. If the Russians were losing, they would have kept the thing tight a little longer. Remember, Germany tries to get rid of Russian gas and oil. And you know what they do? They started firing up their coal plants to burn coal. And then you have the Ursula von der Linden, whatever her name is, the so-called president of the European Union, uh, yelling at Germany that they can't do that because they have to get rid of using fossil fuels because of the global warming and clean air agenda that some other people impose. And you know what Germany's answer was to that? Can't hear you, was? Anyway, so it says here that more than 3 tons of gold was shipped to Switzerland from Russia in May, according to data from the Swiss Federal Customs Administration. That's the first shipment between the countries since February. The shipments represented about 2% of gold imports into the key refining hub last month. It may also mark a change in perception of Russian bullion, which became taboo following the invasion. Most refiners swore off accepting new gold from Russia after the London Bullion Market Association removed the country's own fabricators from its accredited list. While that was viewed as a de facto ban on fresh Russian gold from the London market, one of the world's biggest, the rules don't prohibit Russian metal from being processed by other refiners. Switzerland is home to 4 major gold refineries, which together handle 2/3 of the world's gold. So they have 4 major gold refineries, which together handle 2/3 of the world's gold. Wow. So almost all of the gold was registered by customs as being for refining or other processing, indicating one of the country's refineries took it. The 4 largest, MKS Pump SA, Metallor Technologies SA, Argor, Heralus SA, and Valcambi SA, said they did not take the metal. Well, who took it? And Romanians living in Switzerland. In March, at least 2 major gold refineries refused to remelt Russian bars even though market rules permitted them to do so. Others, such as Argor Haraus said that would accept products refined in Russia prior to 2022, so long as their as there were documents providing that doing so would not financially benefit a Russian person or entity. Some buyers remain wary of Russia's precious metals, including bars mined prior to the war, which are still tradable in Western markets. In palladium, it's created a persistent dislocation between spot prices in London and futures in New York due to the greater risk of receiving ingots from Russia in the latter. Switzerland has been importing small quantities of palladium from Russia, the world's biggest miner of the metal, since April. So as I always say, these guys could impose some sanctions for the show and not for the substance. I have to confess that this was a shock for me coming here in these United States and observing that a lot of things here are made for surface, not substance. So the form is many times nowadays in the United States more important than the substance. And when I used to live in Romania a long time ago, we were indoctrinated for good reasons to the idea that whatever was built in the USA was of the best quality, the same as made in Germany, Deutschland. There were products that if you would buy them, they would be with you forever, for the rest of your life. So they were good quality. Things seem to have changed. When I came here, a lot of things are just appearance, not the substance. And I will give you an example. And this is not necessary. I'll give you a funny example, though. It's not going to be a like everything now is made out of plastic or fake, whatever that is. It's not something durable because they want to wanted to buy some more and again and again. But as an example, I will tell you, for instance, I see, no offense to these people, but I see a lot of these kind of guys here who can afford buying, for instance, road bikes, the ones, they're speed bikes, let's call them that way, and very expensive, $5,000-$7,000 a bike. And they buy the whole attire for, with all the numbers, all the things, bright colors. They buy all those shoes. They buy all the pedals, the clinkets over there. They stick. It's like they are the helmets, the glasses, the watches. If you add all that together, you will probably get about $15,000. And I'm not exaggerating. All the attires, with the bicycle, with everything that's on the guy, with all the watches, glasses. Maybe not $15,000, even though there are bikes that are $8,000, $9,000 bikes. About 13, 14, nevertheless, let's put it $10,000 to be nice. Now, and you go with those guys biking, and they go about 15 miles per day. They are very much of a form. They dress nicely. They have everything, like they are going right now ready for the Tour de France to compete. And they go about 15 miles. So the form is not there. And this is an attitude. And they feel very, very hushed up with it. And they're not like 1,000 years old to say, oh my God, come on, cut them some slack like Biden. No. They're middle-aged people, younger people, not too young, because they're young, you can't afford paying, but about, let's say, 35, 38, 40, something like that, 50. So this is one thing that I observed much here. It doesn't mean you have to ride a crappy bike or, but they are all form, a lot of form. And I did this, for instance, in martial arts. I came here from a certain system, which you train hard, and it's, I don't know, I don't want to insult people too much tonight, but I came here and it's a different system. It's a more, it's easier. It's not so disciplined. It's not so hard. And you are pushed aside. The only people that you can really practice and fight with and train with are immigrants from Russia, from Hungary, from Eastern Europe, mostly Poland. Those are the guys that you can really fight. The other guys are rarely you fight people that are willing to, get hurt and so on. But it's just, as I said, it seems like an attitude that changed. The same thing with sanctions. The sanctions are the form, but not a substance. Everybody's, yeah, chest beating. We're gonna do this. We place this. We place that. Those sanctions. This is it. But then when it's gonna be get colder outside a little bit, or you can't buy I don't know, 6 pack of beers, then your electricity is gonna shoot up as price, and your TV cable is gonna shoot up. Then you say, hey, I don't want what Ukraine? Screw Ukraine! I don't care. Give me the beer cheap. So it's less tolerance to pain. Anyway, if you can, why shouldn't you? You know what I mean? But an easy environment creates soft species. That's a reality. It's not me saying that just because I'm in a bad mood or something. No, a harsher environment creates stronger entities. Animals, whatever might live over there, organisms. Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.